Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me. First up, I am taking you inside of the Fort Wayne Police Department because it's recruitment season. We're going to learn exactly what it takes to become a police officer. Then it's mental health matters with Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. And today we're being introduced to a new product called ExoMind and how it helps with depression, anxiety, and brain fog. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by the Fort Wayne Police Department. I am at the Fort Wayne Police Academy, and guess what? It's recruitment time. If you've ever considered becoming a police officer, well, now's the time. They have open enrollment until May 29th, and stay tuned because today we're going to learn all about what it takes to become a police officer. Let's do it. I am now joined by Allison Hawthorne, who is the recruiter and patrol officer here for the Fort Wayne Police Department. Hi, Allison.
Hi.
It's good to join you. Okay, so you all are doing some heavy recruiting right now.
Yes.
So if someone has thought about becoming a police officer, now's the time.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about your recruitment program.
So I'm the full-time recruiter for the Fort Wayne Police Department. I've been on for about 6 years now. We have applications open currently. They opened on the 1st of April, and they open until May 29th.
Okay.
This is for the 71st Basic Recruit class that will be starting in early 2027.
Okay, well that's exciting. So if someone's listening and they're thinking about, should I become a police officer? What do you think are some qualities that one would possess?
Someone who is an honest person, somebody who is hardworking, who wants to help people. It's a full-time job. It is 24/7, 365 and beyond. We don't have holidays off. We don't have weather off. We don't have anything off, but it's just somebody who wants to be a part of a family and work towards something.
Yeah, and so what drew you personally to becoming an officer?
Personally, just wanting to work with other people. I think it's important. We have a very diverse city, and I think it looks great that our department reflects our city and the diversity of our city. Before I worked in mental health and addiction, and I worked with a bunch of people. Sometimes we had really good experiences with officers, and sometimes we did not have good experiences. So just kind of trying to be a part of that change and help be a part of the change that we need. And policing, I think a lot of times people just see policing as all you do is take people to jail, and it's so much more than that.
That's so good. Being an advocate really for the community is what you all do. So I love that you wanted to make a difference. Okay, so let's talk about the steps. If someone's like, okay, this sounds like something I'm interested in, what is the first step to recruitment?
So the first step would be to fill out your application. The application's on the city website, the city of Fort Wayne, and then contacting the recruiter. So you can contact me, I'm the full-time recruiter, and text JOIN FWPD to 260-233-9850. And then that'll get you in contact with me, and I will help you get to the next step.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so they submit the application. Deadline is May 29th, remember that. And then after that, what is next?
The next step will be the written exam. The written exam will be held sometime in June. It's here in town. You'll get an email from our Academy secretary, and she will tell you when and where to be. You confirm with her that you're coming, and then you come take the written test.
Now, is that something you study for, or is that just off the cuff? Okay.
So there is an exam study guide that is on the FWPD website. If you go on there, it's a candidate guide to help you just kind of get an idea of what's going to be on the test.
Okay, so then they accomplish the written test, and then what's after the written?
After the written would be the fit test.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Is that like what we see in movies where you're coming in and like how long can you hold this and how much can you lift and all that?
Yeah. So the written test or the fit test, we are doing the prior fit test that we've been doing prior. We have not switched to the obstacle course. It starts with a 14-inch vertical jump. This next step is 25 sit-ups in a minute.
Okay.
The next step is a 300-meter sprint in 82 seconds. And then you have 21 male-style push-ups and without stopping, and a mile and a half in 17 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, Okay. That sounds like a test for sure. Okay, so after they pass the fit test, what's the next step?
The next step would be a panel oral interview with members of our department. There are members of our command staff and a couple officers who are on the panel who you come dress professionally for the job that you want and do a panel interview.
Okay, and then once that's done, I mean, that's 3 steps. Okay, they make it through that, and then is it wait?
After that, you start the background investigation.
Okay.
You'll be assigned a background investigator who will come to your house, who will do a thorough investigation of your background and kind of make sure that there's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there and make sure you're a qualified candidate.
And then there's a series of tests, like psychological tests and stuff like that?
Yes, so then you do a psychological test and interview, and then you do a physical. The physical is done for the pension board.
Wow, okay, so this takes place throughout the rest of this year, really?
Yes.
Okay, and then after that, they wait to learn if they have been accepted into the academy.
Yes, so when you get to the end, you will have a board of safety interview, and then you will be given a conditional offer, and the academy would start in early 2027.
Okay, exciting, and that's what we're standing in right now, in the middle of the academy. There are classes that are taking place behind us. This is a beautiful facility. Yes, very exciting for someone who is considering this. And then once they let's move on to 2027. They make it.
Yes.
They're now in the academy. What does that look like?
The academy is 23 weeks long. It's Monday through Friday. It's here in Fort Wayne. So one of my favorite parts about our academy is the people that you go through the academy with are people that you are going to work the streets with.
Okay.
So I'm working here at the academy now with academy staff who I went through the academy with. People that I will have lifelong relationships and friendships with. You come down Monday through Friday. It's from about 8 to 5. You're learning firearms, you're learning defensive tactics, you're learning emergency vehicle operations, criminal law, traffic law, and policies and procedures of the Fort Wayne Police Department. All of our training is based on Fort Wayne Police Department. Whereas if you go to ILEA, that's all, I mean, it's broad. You're learning from Fort Wayne Police Department instructors, people that you'll see again, people that'll be your FTOs, people that you'll work on the streets with. 23 weeks long, paid. You get to go home every night, so you don't have to stay the night here. You get to eat your own food, whatever you pack, whatever you decide. And after 23 weeks, you graduate the academy, and you get a badge and a gun, and you are now a police officer. Now you are on the field training. Field training is 6 months, each month with a different officer, going to calls, going to 911 calls, going to do traffic accidents, doing traffic stops, and kind of learning how to use what you've learned in the academy in real life.
Wow, that is so exciting. I mean, to think about, and if they apply this year, I mean, in a year and a half, really, they can really be out there doing something, making an impact in the community. Okay, so we have application May 29th. You have an oral, you have written, a fit test, an oral, a whole other slew of tests. And then once you start the academy, that's for 6 months, and then field training is for 6 months. And then let's talk about just the trajectory of a career being a police officer. So what are opportunities once they get that experience as a patrol officer?
So once you get experience as a patrol officer, you have opportunity to go on and be something else on the department. You can be a detective. We have detectives in vice and narcotics, gang and violent crime unit. We have detectives who work in homicide and detectives who work in street crimes units. We have full-time school resource officers that work in schools full-time in our middle schools currently. We have canine handlers. We have digital forensics officers who collect digital evidence. We have lots of other things and opportunities. Some of them are in addition to being a patrol officer. So if you get on the SWAT team, you can be a SWAT officer, but you're still a patrol officer. If you're a hostage negotiator, you're still a patrol officer, but if they have a call out or a need for a hostage negotiator, they page that team and that team goes out. We have our drone pilots and our air support unit. We have our detectives who work cases like domestic batteries or crimes against persons, and then beyond that, getting promoted. So usually after about 10 plus years, people will start to take the promotional exam and get promoted to a sergeant. Beyond that, we have a lieutenant and a captain and deputy chief. So some people like to go the role of getting promoted and going further in that and being a supervisor in the department.
Wow, That is incredible. You really broke that down for me because there really are so many opportunities
Yes.
to branch out into and really just to grow in the area that one desires. Okay, so tell me that name, that text again, Allison, if someone wants to reach you.
So text Join FWPD to 260-233-9850.
All right, thank you so much for breaking it down. All right, you heard it here. Now is the time to make the consideration if you would like to join the Fort Wayne Police Department. We'll have that number and text on the screen right now, and you can go to their website for more information as well, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by the Fort Wayne Police Department. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. Imagine a treatment that can strengthen your mind. The ExoMind treatment helps with anxiety, depression, and brain fog, and so much more. Welcome to Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. And today I'm going to learn about their new machine and how it does so much cool stuff to the brain, and I'm going to give it a try. Let's get started. Joining me now is Sean Goddard, who is the owner of Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. Hey, Sean.
Hey.
Good to be back in your facility.
So glad to have you guys back.
Yes. Okay, so I'm excited because we're going to be exploring some new machines that you have, and they're going to treat the body, mind, and wellness in a whole new way.
Absolutely.
So what made you want to bring this new line of product?
Yeah, we've been Viking Psychiatry for a while, right? And we've really expanded outside of that in the way that we treat. We don't just look at the brain and just at medications. We want to look at the entire individual. And even when people kind of look at the entire individual in psychiatry, they still just focus on the mind. And there's so much more that's involved with our wellness and how we feel, even whether we're depressed, we're happy, or even just everyday life. Sexual health, the way we look, the way we feel, this all ties into our wellness. And so the idea is that we're expanding beyond just the brain and looking at the whole person.
Okay, awesome. So what we're going to do is explore each of these pieces of equipment over the next couple of months. And you guys know I'm going to be the guinea pig and give it a try and let you know truly how I feel about the treatment. And so this first machine here is new, ExoMind. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, we're super excited about ExoMind. We've been offering TMS for a while, BrainsWay Deep TMS, but this is a treatment option that's available for the everyday person, right? So if you're suffering from mental exhaustion, brain fatigue, just feeling like your brain isn't operating the way that it's supposed to anymore.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Things aren't connecting. Our brain won't shut off, right, and help us go to sleep. This is a treatment option that's able and designed to affect the brain and affect the brain quickly, and also have it be a very comfortable process. Instead of having to come over an extended period of time of 9 weeks, we have simplified this machine. It enables us to treat somebody as little as twice a week for 3 weeks and make a significant impact on the way that you feel.
Interesting. Okay, so I have to know, I know that you have this little arm here and that there's placement on the head. How does the machine work?
Yeah, so we're inducing, this offers what's called triphasic, an approach on electromagnetic pathways into the brain. And so when we're sending those pulses in, what we're doing is we're creating new connections in the brain, new growth. And that's important. So think kind of like miracle grow for the brain or physical therapy for the brain, but without taking a pill.
Okay, and so what areas does it treat? Like what types of issues can people really come in and see results from this machine?
It's really exciting because we have a lot of opportunities that are available now and that are expanding in the future with FDA approval. So initially think mental exhaustion, concentration, those types of things. We now have approval for major depressive disorder. We also have approval for treating perimenopausal symptoms, and we're expanding. We're seeing anxiety, depression in adolescence, And there's some other ones that I can't mention yet, but
Right.
those FDA approvals are pending over the next 3 to 12 months.
Okay.
And so we're going to see even more treatment options that are available to help people in a wide variety. We're really excited because, for example, this could be used in individuals that are suffering with like postpartum depression. And there aren't a lot of options in that area. So I myself have already undergone a set of treatment with the
Okay.
ExoMind because, you know, I'm 48, I can't even remember how old I am half the time, right? 48 years old. And we know that the brain begins to slow down a little bit, and we could always feel a little bit more on our game.
Yes.
And so I underwent the ExoMind treatment, and what I saw immediately was a difference in my cognition and even my morning pep. You know, normally
Okay.
I have to have my cup of coffee and then I'm a morning guy.
Right.
But I was already seeing before I got my cup of coffee. My wife actually asked me, she's like, "Is something wrong with you this morning?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's
look
like,
too
"You're
happy."
yeah, you're already peppy and you haven't drunk your cup of coffee." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're right. It's the ExoMind, right?"
Yes.
So we can begin to see those changes right away and making an impact for individuals.
Okay, and you say this treatment is twice a week for 3 weeks, and that's when people can see changes. And then do they continue? Do you evaluate if they need to continue, or does treatment stop there?
Yeah, it really varies off of the individual. You know, nationally, when they look at this, there are individuals that come in, do the base treatment, and they're good for a while. But it's kind of like when you go to the gym, right, and you kind of get in shape or lose some weight, you don't stop going to the gym, right? You keep going to help maintain that. Maybe you don't have to work as hard and aggressively as you did at the beginning, but you want to maintain that. And so we can see that benefit when it comes to this treatment, that individuals that continue to come either like once a month or 2 months or 3 months, depending on what we're dealing with, that we're able to maintain that so that we're not sliding backwards again.
All right, well, I'm ready to give it a try and see how it all works. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, I am here about to try out the ExoMind treatment at Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. Okay, Sean, walk me through it.
Yeah, so what I'm going to have you do is actually lay down and rest your head in this little pillow here.
Okay, like that.
We want to make sure you're comfortable and we have you all lined up. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to position the machine on you so you don't have to do anything right now.
Okay.
So what this does is it's just lining the magnet up so that I can find what's called your motor cortex. What we want to do is then elicit a response there. So I'm lining up so I can do that. And now I'm locking the machine in place. And so to do this, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you take your right hand and rest it to your right side, kind of lay it flat. And then I want you to take your middle finger and your thumb and connect them together like this.
Okay.
What I want you to do is I want you to push really hard there for me.
Okay.
Okay, and now I'm just turning the machine on, and that's making that magnet available. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you your first pulse at almost nothing, so that way you can kind of just see what it feels like, okay?
Okay.
And so I'm going to go up to 5% and give you a pulse. See, that was a pulse. Nothing to be scared of there, right?
Nope.
And so now I'm just going to increase it a bit more. And when you relax your hand, you kind of want your hand just kind of slightly curled, your fingers there when you relax. Go ahead and relax. Okay, up again. Okay, I don't know if you felt it or you saw it. Your middle finger kind of moved there. Go ahead and squeeze that thumb and middle finger again.
Okay.
And then relax. There we go. Did you feel it?
No.
No? Did you feel it there?
No.
Okay. So your right middle finger and ring finger are actually moving there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down one, and I'm going to do it again. And one more time. And we don't have movement, so I'm going to go up one. And we've just found your motor threshold, and you're at 70% there.
Okay.
And so now what we're doing is we're able to actually transition to the treatment position. And so to do that, I just have to unlock this machine. And what we're doing is we're shifting up about 2.5 centimeters so that we're affecting that left prefrontal cortex in this situation. And I'm just going to lock that arm into place there. And this gives us our treatment position and where we're going to treat you from. Okay?
Interesting.
And this is our patient comfort button. I'm going to put this in your left hand. And what you'll see is there's a little dot there. And so the nice thing about this is at any point, If you feel like you want to stop, you need to stop for whatever reason, you're able to press that button. So it gives you complete control. And you have that. And what it wants me to do is have you test pressing that, so it shows me you know how to press it. There we go, and now it's ready to begin. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some pulses in. I'm going to start turning it up. And you hear that, it's nice and soft. And so we're sending those pulses in right now, starting that process to make a difference. And that's that triphasic magnet that makes it so calming. And so now what we're doing is we're ready to actually set the mood for the treatment. And so typically what I do is I turn off the lights.
And light a candle.
You'd be surprised. We get bubbles going, we get the nebula light going on the ceiling. Some people choose to cover their eyes. We have blankets, we have a weighted penguin, and most people just sit back and relax. And this is a 28-minute treatment in this case.
Smooth sailing.
So we're going to let you do the treatment, and we'll check back in when the treatment's all done.
Okay. And just like that, the treatment is done. I must say it was very relaxing. There was no discomfort, and I'm excited to see the results as I continue to do the treatment. I'm hoping to experience less fatigue in my life, to be more alert. And you all know that I suffer from insomnia, so I'm hoping that this treatment will help me there and with any brain fog and all of that good stuff. So the treatment will continue. I'll do it twice a week for 3 weeks, and then I'll get back with Sean to talk about the results so you can follow this journey through mental health matters with Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. And if you are interested in treatment for yourself, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry and Wellness.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.